What up guys, it's Janix here, and today I'm doing Fall Guys tips and tricks. So this is gonna be part 1 of 4 I guess. So in this I'm gonna be doing 15 tips and tricks on season 1 and 2, and then next time I'll be doing another 15 on season 1 and 2. Then I'll be doing seasons 3 and 4. So season 4 just came out. I've not played season 4 yet, but I will soon, and I'm really excited for it. It's 4041, based in the year 4041, so futuristic. And yeah, I'm just gonna be talking about some tips and tricks and stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So first, I'll just be doing general tips. So the first general tips is that you should dive before you fall, so you can get up quicker. For example, in DoorDash, when you're jumping off the last set of doors, if you dive off there, and you'll get up quicker than if you just fall off there. So that's a good tip. And also, tip number 2 is sometimes grab people to slow them down or try push them off. For example, in Jump Showdown, if the platforms are disappearing, you can hold them and then go to the next platform, and then it'll slow them down and they might fall off. Or you can try push people off. Tip number 3. Control your camera. Make sure you can see all the obstacles around you so you don't get pushed off or anything. For example, in Block Party, when all the walls are coming at you, you need to make sure you can see all of them so you can move where you want to go. And yeah, number 4 is use the terrain around you. For example, cutting corners or look for shortcuts. And especially when going downhill, you start downhill in some levels, jump, because your falling speed is actually faster than your running speed. So if you jump down, you'll fall down, which is faster than just running down. And an extra bonus if you jump down is you might even knock some people on the way. And in Whirly Week, when the things are spinning around, sometimes you actually want to try and get hit to give you a boost forward, but you need to time it quite well. But that's also quite helpful. And try to memorize the game layout. Just briefly memorize the game layout of the levels. And then now we're going to be talking about individual levels. So I'll be talking about 15 levels and tips for each of them. So first of all, we have big fans. So you have to try not to rush in big fans, especially at the beginning when everyone's trying to get onto the same fans and that. And you can jump from the platforms, but that is a bit risky. It's better to just wait them out, wait for the rotation. And you could also go around the central bit that doesn't really spin. That's also a bit risky because it's very thin and it's very easy to fall off. But yeah, it's mostly easier to just wait for the rotation. Watch out for other players trying to push you off. They're always really annoying. So yeah, make sure to watch out for annoying players. And when the spinning beams start, just concentrate on jumping over the beams, not really jumping to other platforms. Just make sure you don't get hit off. And if you're feeling if you're a pro player though, you can try to jump to other platforms while jumping over the beams, but that's pretty hard. And then next we have Block Party. So mostly try to avoid the crowd. Everyone's trying to push in and all of that. And once the low beams come in, it gets quite a bit harder. And it's really easy to if you just get tripped, then it'll start pushing you and you might fall off the edge. And you might bump into other players. And a sideways dive can sometimes help getting around obstacles. And if you don't have time to sprint and get around, then you would use the dive. And as you get further into the round, you should stay towards the front edge because they start coming quickly, and if you trip, you don't want to be at the back and then it just pushes you off straight away. And also stay at the front so you can see what's coming next, what other blocks, so you can move to what position. But don't jump too far forward. So then the next is Dizzy Heights. So with Dizzy Heights, try go with the direction that the spinning plate is going. Even if it's a slower route, it will be faster than trying to force against it. Just go with the rotation of it. And for the triangular bouncy blocks, you can try bounce over them for a shortcut. But don't worry if you fall down, because it is quite easy going through the lower section and just jumping through the holes. That is quite easy. And then make sure when you're on the final platform, spinning platform, make sure you don't fall into the gap, because when you jump onto it, there's a gap, so you make sure to jump, not just run off into the edge. And then next we have DoorDash. So with DoorDash, you try to hang slightly back from the rest of the pack. So don't go at the front, because let other players determine if some doors open or some doors don't, and then just follow them in through the correct doors. And then dive through when the doors that start piling up and everyone's just pushing you back, try dive through and surf and go over the top of them rather than getting held up and stuck. And then at the end, just jump down and try make a run for it to the end. Then next is Egg Scramble. So with Egg Scramble, you're trying to gather eggs, and when you get your egg, you can jump and dive to throw them into your nest rather than going in your nest and dropping them and then having to come up. Once your team has a decent amount of eggs and you're in the lead, just try to guard your nest. Make sure no other players can get into your nest, and try to hold them, and if they do get in, hold them so that they drop the egg, and that would work pretty good. And next is Egg Siege, which is very similar to Egg Scramble. So at the same, get as many eggs as quickly as possible and then start trying to defend it. But if you fall off the drawbridge, you're going to have to go and then go back up. So just make sure you don't go on the drawbridge and stay on the front step. Make sure to stay on the front step. Though if they're in Egg Siege, there is 2 paths that can go to your nest, and you can't hold off both of the paths. So try get a couple teammates to help you defend. And then next we have Fall Ball, which is kind of like Fall Guys Soccer. So when you get close to a ball, jump and dive into it to give the ball a little extra boost in the direction that you hit it in. And if your squad is keeping the ball in the right direction, then just drop back and go as a goalkeeper to stop the other team from getting goals. and let your and if your team's going in the right direction. So then you can get easy tap-ins. Next is Full Mountain, which is the last round to get the crown. So in Full Mountain, make sure to look ahead to see where the balls are rolling down so you don't get squashed by any balls. And keep away from the spinning paddles because there's enough gap to just pass between them. So run through the gaps and then get near the top, and you should fit through it without being hit. Then go and dive for the crown. And next is Fruit Shoot. Fruit Shoot is decently hard, but it's okay. So with Fruit Shoot, try to stick to the side of the conveyor belt, so you won't get, because not as much fruit comes down the side. There will be some that you need to avoid, but not as much. And remember that things roll much more. You need to keep an eye for the fruits and stuff ahead, and round things like oranges roll much more projectedly, so you can see where they're coming, than an odd shape like a banana. So you need a plan for that. Otherwise you'll end up in the middle of the ramp, and then you'll need to watch out for rolling logs, but they are easy to jump over, so as long as you can spot them. And then next is Gate Crash. So with Gate Crash, you need to head towards closing gates. I know, because you actually need to head towards closing gates, because by the time you get to them, they'll actually be open, and then you can just jump through them. Though watch out for side gates and ones that some actually take a while to open and close, and they're not timed normally. And for the final slippery lamp, watch for opening gates, and then for the same thing, go to closed gates that are opening and then jump through them to get an easy finish. So next is Hexagon. So in Hexagon, you have jumping from hex to hex. You can stay on the platform you're at, and then stay alive for longer. And you could also slow your run down a little so it can last even longer. Make sure not too much, otherwise you'll just fall down. And make sure you have your jumping plan. Make sure you root things out so you don't fall, and watch out for other players who will try to cut you off. Another strategy is to drop down to the lowest level, the last level before the slime, and then remove lots of those hexes, and then when people come down to there, they'll just drop straight into the slime. But that is a bit risky since you're already on the last platform. And then next is Hit Parade. So in Hit Parade, when you reach the rotating panels, make sure to stick to the edges of them, in line with the yellow block, so you can keep going through, and then be in a good position to get through the central gate. And then at the swinging balls, watch the direction that they're coming in, so that you could slow down or run through so you can get past them. But don't stop in the way of one, otherwise you'll get knocked off. And next is Hoarders, which is a team game. So there are 7 balls, and you have to get at least 3 into your area. And jumping and diving into the balls will give them a boost, like in fall ball. And once your team is in a good score, about like 4 was really good. You can stand on the platform and in your position and act as a defender, knocking all the balls back from other people's. So kind of like Egg Siege, get a high score and then defend. So next we have Hoopsie Daisy. So only the first player to jump through each hoop counts, and then they'll just fly away. Even if you get through it before it flies away, that still won't count. And if you see another player is definitely going to get it before you can, then just don't try to get that one. Just try to get another one. And stick near the central area, moving back and forth for rings so you can try to get as many as possible. And then last but not least for today is Hoopsie Legends. This one is not a team game. So the same rule applies as Hoopsie Daisy, but so the first player through the hoop only counts. This is, as I said, a solo round, and the first fall guy to get 6 points wins. So use jump and climb to reach higher platforms to get to other rings and more hoops. And if you see a gold ring, do everything you can to try dive through it, because you'll receive a lot more points. I think you'll receive 5 points, and you only need 6. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Make sure to subscribe so you can see the next 15 and more on season 3 and 4. Make sure to like, comment what else you want to see, and yeah, thanks for watching. Janix out.